Are food trucks good investment? In this video, Food Truck Freaks is going to dive into 5 amazing facts about food truck businesses and why you should start one. And we're going to dive into those 5 right now. All right, so welcome back to Food Truck Freaks. We are YouTube's brand new premier food truck entrepreneur channel. We are all about food truck industry and getting a food truck business started. We're going to have information on every single state in the United States, tips and useful interviews with successful food truck entrepreneurs. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. We are going to have a ton of brand new content. My name is Damian Roberti. I am a food entrepreneur. My wife and I, Sylvia, operate 6 e-commerce food businesses, and I've been in the food industry for in excess of 30 years. So I know a little bit about selling food and doing it very well. So we're going to dive into 5 amazing facts about food trucks, and more specifically answer a few questions that we had some of our subscribers on Marketing Food Online, which is our other YouTube channel. You can definitely check out the links down below for that. We have a handful of channels here on YouTube dedicated to the food entrepreneur journey, and let's get into these. So the first one was, are food truck investments a good investment? So the average investment for a food truck, believe it or not, is less than $100,000 a year. Yes, you can actually start a food truck business on $100,000 or less if you get the right equipment, get your permits and licenses and everything else you need. But the average food truck revenue, get this, is between $200,000 and $475,000 a year. That is the average in the US, believe it or not. So an investment of less than $100,000 can generate a business that creates nearly $500,000 a year. And of course, those are gross sales, your net profit and all that good stuff you got to figure out as you go. But it's definitely a good investment. So how much does it cost to start a food truck business? Okay, so the average cost of getting a food truck up and running with all of its necessary permits, licenses, is between $45,000 and $75,000. So you want to definitely check into that. The average cost of getting a food truck and all of its permits and such up and running is roughly nearly on the high end, about $75,000. Now, that'll be dependent upon a lot of variables. Of course, the type of truck that you get, some of the equipment, whether it's even new or used. Believe it or not, you can even get food truck equipment used. Definitely check out all of the resources, by the way, below this video to help you get a food truck started. There's a ton of fantastic resources, and of course, our website that'll help you out as well. So the third one, food truck requirements. So obtaining the right permits and required legal compliances, you just over about $25,000 to $26,000 for licenses, permits, and such to get up and running. Now, this will vary based on the city and county that you're in, and keep in mind that if you're going to take your mobile food truck business across a county's line into another city or county, you'll have to require to get another business license to operate there. That's something that a lot of food truck newbies are not familiar with, but you literally need to get a separate business license based upon the city and county that you go to, because you are transporting your restaurant, in a sense, unlike a brick and mortar, across city and state lines, not state lines, but counties and cities. So they do require business licenses on each of those. Next up, how to open a food truck. Did you know that there is on average of about 40 to 50 different procedures that are necessary to be completed at different government agencies to get a food truck open? Yes, between 40 to 50 different procedures to get it up and running. It's pretty amazing if you actually look at that. Cities and counties have different business licenses, insurance requirements, fire inspections, health inspections, health department inspections, and even in some cases you need to pay for parking. They have parking permits and specific areas where you can and cannot park. The list kind of goes on and on, but on average that's pretty intense, but it's definitely something that can be done. 40 to 50 of those different types depending on your state, city, and county. All right, so how hard is it to start a food truck? So what's like the duration of time? We actually had a question of how long does it take to really get a food truck up and running? So from the first day when you start to actually buy your food truck, getting it outfitted, getting it properly set up for the type of business you're doing, licenses, inspections, and everything. On average in the United States, it takes between 30 to 45 days. 30 to 45 days. So if you're looking to create a food truck business, it's actually one of the more faster types of food businesses to be in, but it takes between 30 to 40 business days to actually get it up and running. Now, with of course what's happened a couple of years ago, everything is getting a little bit backlogged. It may take a little bit longer now, but on average, in the normalcy of things, it's going to take about 30 to 40 days. Most other food businesses can take months on end. That's why a lot of people get attracted to starting food truck businesses, is because of the short duration of time it really takes to get one up and running. One of the longest periods is actually going to be finding the right truck. Even with the internet and such, there are literally thousands of them that are available, used and of course brand new, but finding the right one at the right price, and then once you get it, making sure that it's obviously running correctly, it's got a great engine, all the electrical is done. There's a lot of other tedious small things to go along with it. But all in all, I can tell you, of course, in comparison to when we operated our Italian bakery, which was a brick and mortar cafe, we actually took I think 3 to 4 months actually to get up and running. But a food truck on average between 30 and 40 days. So those are some great questions. Thank you guys for asking them. And of course, Marketing Food Online is our premier food YouTube entrepreneur channel. Check that one out as well. And if you're new to Food Truck Freaks, this is your first video, hit that subscribe button and check out our other videos. We just launched it, but we've got hundreds, literally hundreds of videos lined up for food truck entrepreneurs. Definitely want to stick around and hit the bell notification as we upload more videos as we go along. Check out our podcast too, guys. We have a great podcast. You can actually listen to our YouTube videos on the go. And of course, I will see you guys on our next video.